Beth Nelson from Animal Ark Animal Shelter and Animal Wise Radio has been thinking a lot about the way we breed animals in the United States. And here's what she's been thinking.
When it comes to companion animals, be it a beloved dog, cat, parrot, bunny, or hamster, it's human nature, and typically the best side of human nature, that bonds deeply with our pets. I love my pets dearly and have learned some great lessons while soaking up their unconditional love. So it cuts me deeply to know that some of the very worst of human nature surfaces when it comes to the regulation and breeding of companion animals. This topic isn't one I wish to think about. I always want to believe that the best of human nature prevails, but the more I learn about the industry, yes, it is an industry behind the pet shop critters, the more I know that profits prevail and best practices are a rare thing indeed. In my home state of Minnesota, puppy mills are alive and well. Add to that or fill in the blank to read cat mill, ferret mill, bird mill, and you start to get an idea of how broad and deep this industry runs. Then consider this. The largest puppy mills in Minnesota have more than 1,000 breeding animals on their property. That is 1,000 adults plus puppies. I've been thinking about this topic ever since a breeder, one Gary McDuffie, was recently granted a permit to open a new 600-dog puppy mill in Belle Prairie, Minnesota. When this news got out, hackles were raised all over the country, and the county commissioners that granted the permit were inundated with emails and letters asking that they rescind the permit. USDA documents have surfaced showing that McDuffie had a 5-year history of failing to comply with the Animal Welfare Act at another puppy mill he owned with his ex-wife. That puppy mill still has about 800 breeding dogs. These documents, many believe, provide the commissioners with the legal basis to revoke McDuffie's permit, but the commissioners refuse to take any action.
Does not compute.
And the underfunded, understaffed USDA is not likely to do anything either. There are federal regulations intended to ensure these breeding facilities meet minimum standards, but sadly the bar is extremely low. The rules reinforce a mass production mentality, not quality. Only 6 inches of headroom are required above an animal's head in the cage, which only needs to be cleaned of urine and feces once per day. Imagine living in a small box with 6 inches of headroom for your entire life. We have a word for conditions like this. The word is inhumane. Some good intentions are bubbling up through this morass. Senate Bill 1139, the Pet Animal Welfare Statute of 2005, or PAWS, seeks to amend the existing Animal Welfare Act to strengthen the U.S. Department of Agriculture's ability to regulate the pet industry. This tightening up sounds hopeful until you listen to that little voice of common sense. Currently, enforcement of existing rules is woefully inadequate. Combine low requirements, remember the 6-inch headroom rule, with poor enforcement, and the fact that this bill doesn't require any compliance from small breeders, and you have to ask yourself, who does the Animal Welfare Act protect? Seems like we're trying but still missing the boat. The existing rules aren't very good, not strongly enforced, but might be extended to a broader group. I don't think the animals are winning in this battle. So that gets me back to the worst of human nature. It seems to me that regarding the care we provide our companion animals in our culture, we require little from ourselves and expect a lot from the animals in return. We breed and raise these animals as though they are simple commodities, products to be bought and sold. In return, we expect them to be healthy, socialized, and perfectly compliant canine and feline citizens. When they are anything less than perfect, we throw them away. How else do you explain that only about 30% of pets stay in the home that first acquires them? About 70% are given up, abandoned, or taken to animal shelters where people try to pretend they will be safe. But shelters themselves are often deadly places, with about 5 million animals destroyed annually by the organizations that are supposed to be dedicated to saving them. So let's change it up. Let's start requiring everyone to treat companion animals humanely. Let's make sure substandard facilities face real consequences for noncompliance. Let's quit supporting this industry and stop buying designer dogs and cats and instead adopt more shelter animals. Let's write to our senators and demand stronger enforcement and rules. Let's step up and put the best of our human nature ahead of the worst and be as honest and kind to our companion animals as they are to us.